Man, oh man, I like to say that I'm disappointed, but once again, it's YouTube, so you can never really be disappointed. You can just be unpleasantly surprised at the stupidity you see every day here on YouTube. So, if you haven't known, or you're behind the wheel on things, or behind the eight ball, however the phrase goes, there's been a lot of talk about Weapon Wheel lately. A lot of haters. A couple haters a couple of a couple haters, and it's crazy to me how you grow up and your parents teach and tell you that anytime you do well, there will be people, crabs in a barrel, that want to pull you back down, especially your own kind. That is exactly what happens here on YouTube. And I've made videos on it in the past. I've talked about it in the past. I pissed off a lot of people, but guess what? I'm going to talk about it again. And if it pisses you off again, well, guess what? That's not my fault. That's you and everybody else's, because that is exactly what happens here. When somebody tries to reach some iota of success, you have jealous people, haters, liars, frauds, all. It's really just disheartening, people. And the crazy part is, it's like every time I see or read something stupid, the first thing in my head is, please don't let them be black. Please don't. And then they are. And then you're like, oh, they're black, so you know what? They might as well be bald too, because if you're bald and black, there's like a 99.999999999% chance that you are an idiot and can't read or comprehend anything in regards to conversation or communication. So, what is going on lately that has me kind of, I'd say, a little bit annoyed? It's frauds. It's frauds. It's lying frauds. Once again, the biggest problem here, hell, not even on YouTube, not even here in gaming, but in the world. The biggest problem in the world is frauds. Frauds, liars, hypocrites, cheats, people that really just are uncomfortable in their own skins. So, we set up a Patreon for Weapon Wheel. A lot of people suggested that we set up a Patreon, and some people donate, and we appreciate that you donate. And now we have people upset. Upset that they don't get views for doing the exact same thing that Black Bond does. Well, when you figure it out, learn that, you're 5 years too late. You're Black Bond of 5 years ago, and not Black Bond of 2017 or even 2016. You have to adapt and evolve. And being the old me, which you couldn't even be if you tried, doesn't work anymore. You can't be me. And again, you can't go back to an old shtick. You gotta adapt, you gotta evolve, you have to change. You either evolve or evolution passes you by. You've heard it before many times. And then we have people making up lies about the Patreon. Lies and frauds again. Frauds again. So apparently, I'm not a gamer. I don't own any game systems. I don't own any games. I don't play any games. When my library is public for anybody to see in video, I keep all of my accounts open. I don't private them like a fraud. But the person making these accusations won't play me in a game, won't show any of his collection, won't show any of his systems, won't unprivate any of his accounts. So, for all those fancy features you Xbox fanboys love to brag about on Xbox Live, what's the point of having them if you don't want to use them? What's the point of them being there if you want to try to make fun of people for using them? It doesn't make sense. It is there for a reason. I mean, I wish achievements were there back in the day of regular Nintendo. You had people lying about beating Ninja Gaiden 3, lying about beating Battletoads, lying about beating Double Dragon 3. Hell, if we had achievements back then, we wouldn't have to go through all this stuff of, are you a good gamer? Can you beat this? Can you do this? Can you do that? No, because it's right there set in stone. Now we have frauds trying to tell me and others and everybody else around that Weapon Wheel Podcast is charging other people to play games with us. Now, I find that hilarious that after I said to another social reject, 42-year-old balding clown, why don't you play me in a game? And he refused so. That the very next day, it was, oh, we charge people to play games with us. Now, that to me is absolutely hilarious and all too convenient. You talk crap about how I'm not a gamer, how you're such a huge gamer. I say, hey, why don't we play a game? You don't want to play. You want to say I talk the talk and don't walk the walk. I'm all bark and no bite, yet you're a coward. You don't want to play. And then magically, the very next day, we charge people to play games with us. How convenient. That's almost as convenient as a house fire burning down a $12,000 PC so you would never have to show it. So, this clown, K-Mega, the K standing for Clapes, yes, Clapes with a K, not a C, states that if this is real, this is embarrassing. If people want to donate, I get it, but to pay to play with YouTubers is gross on all levels. Unreal. And he quotes and cites and shows an image of the Blades of Chaos cast member game live stream tier on the Weapon Wheel Patreon. Now let me read this for you. You are able to pick a member of the podcast to live stream any game of your choosing. Now, where does that say you're even playing with the person? Let me repeat myself. You are able to pick a member of the podcast to live stream any game of your choosing. So, Clapes Mega, where is this whole part where we make people pay to play games with us? Because I'm not seeing it. Apparently, your cataracts and Alzheimer's are already kicking into your 42-year-old bald ass because you can't read. You can't. So, let me get this straight. The 3 games that have been donated so far, I mean, again, when people pay for us to live stream these games, we have to take that money to buy the game. We're not pocketing these games, and nonetheless, we're not exactly getting games we want to play. For example, Jackmove had to play Resident Evil 7. Smooth is playing Fury. Fury, Resident Evil 7, and Clannad are all single-player games, you idiot. There's no multiplayer. So how is this tier right here that people are donating to a tier people are being paid to play with when all the games donated were single-player games? This is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. And the sad thing is, this is coming from people that are jealous because they have 30 different podcasts, but they're not as successful as Weapon Wheel. These are people that try to do every gimmick in the book to try to make a successful podcast, but they still can't beat Weapon Wheel. They won't be as successful as Weapon Wheel. They won't be as well known as Weapon Wheel. They won't get the views as Weapon Wheel. They won't get the support as Weapon Wheel. They'll get none of it. You all try to be liars and frauds to build your brand. We did it the right way, the legit way, the truthful way. And now you're seeing that, oh wait, we can't beat them by being liars and cheaters. And so the only thing we can do is to try to lie and cheat and tear them down. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And I know this video is going to cause a whole nother, oh, you're so arrogant. Oh, who cares? Who cares if I'm arrogant? Who cares if I'm elitist? Who cares about anything? Because at the bottom line, at the end of the day, I am what you aren't. I am real. And for as much crap as me, Hard 8, and BG, all 3 talk about each other, how sometimes we don't get along and we have plenty of disagreements, there is one thing I can say about both of them and why I joined up with them with the Weapon Wheel. They are gamers. They don't lie, they don't bullcrap, and they don't bullcrap gaming. They tell you the truth, they actually game, they have skill in gaming, and gaming is not something that they will be a corporate slave about. Now, the funny thing is that the only people that are really hating on us, that are trying to spread lies, are you corporate slaves, or you know what? You're not even slaves anymore. You know what you really are? You're corporate coons. Because you literally slave for some billion-dollar company headed by some white guy in opposition of people of your own race. And not that race even matters, but it really just is sad. It's sad that you will put down your own people, put down your own kind and gamers for what? Being anti consumer corporate coons. Slaves to a $1 billion company that doesn't give a damn about you, that gives so little about you that they have banned you from every Microsoft event possible and imaginable. So you clowns can keep on lying, you can keep on trying, you can keep on lying, you can keep on not being able to read, you can keep on trying to swindle and get people to believe in all of your bullcrap and all of your mess. I see through you. People see through you. The majority of everybody sees through you. The only people that don't see through you are just as blind as you. So, once again, leave the real gamers to do what real gamers do, while you go over there in your corporate cotton fields and slave for Microsoft and Phil Spencer. You keep lying, you keep cooning, you keep slaving. Let the real gamers be, while you just continue to be what you always will be, bitches for $1 billion corporations.